Forgive me if I forgot the person who sent me this story. Like I said, I have a whole backlog of videos that I've had to record over the last couple of days. And sometimes I forget to insert the person's name so I can give them a shout out who sent me the story. But if they are watching, shout out to you. Now, this story is very interesting in a multitude of ways. One way is the fact that I didn't even know the story I'm about to talk about even existed. Number two, I'm thinking that, that this happened recently. But this is a story that happened back in 2017, but they're just now catching these two individuals right here for the involvement in the crime. The other part is that this happened in Silver Spring, Maryland. I'm very familiar with Silver Spring. And it's also a very sad one at the same time once you get the gist of the story. So these two women right here, names are Lemae and Leaundra Matthews. They're 23 years old, and back in 2017 their actual brother, was murdered. He was choked to death, and there were 3 people that were involved, but at the time they only had one person who was involved, and I think they're going to mention their name in this article. But now fast forward to 2021, they discovered that there were 2 other people that were involved with this man's death. And the 2 people that you're looking at on your screen, the twin sisters, were involved. Now here's the plot twist. These twin sisters are the biological sisters of the guy that was murdered. These 2 right here played a part in the murder of their own brother. Let's get into it. 2 years ago, Tyshawn Lipford was sentenced to 30 years in prison for choking 17-year-old Christian Matthews to death at his Maryland home. On Friday, the Montgomery County Department of Police announced arrest in first-degree murder charges against 3 additional suspects in Matthews' killing, 2 of whom happened to be his own sisters. Lemae and Leaundra Matthews, 23-year-old twins, were arrested after detectives collected enough evidence to prosecute them for allegedly assisting Lipford in eliminating Matthews. Charging documents filed in the case state that Leaundra and Lipford had a baby together and that she was pregnant with his second child. Leaundra told Lipford her brother had threatened to harm her and the baby and that he had to go, the documents reveal. Also alleging that a remorseless Leaundra admitted to her mom and aunt that she had been a part of the plot. A third suspect, 25-year-old Daniel Ghost Howard, held Christian Matthews down as Lipford strangled him, according to the filing. Make sure y'all shit straight in Omerta. Lipford allegedly texted to Leaundra after the murder. All 3 are now being held without bond. Wow, that's just crazy. All over him, over what he allegedly said about her having a child. Now I'm not sure which sister belongs to who at this point. It doesn't really matter. These 2 right here helped play a part in the murder of their own brother when he was 17. Now mind you, look at their ages. They are 23 now, which means that I think they had to be, I can't really do the math at this point, so I can't really pinpoint who was the oldest and who was the youngest between them. I want to say that they were probably the oldest, or someone down in the comments can correct me, because it said he was 17 in 2017, which means if he just turned 17, he was born in 2000. And they're 23 now, which means they were born in the late 90s, like 98, I want to say, somewhere around that point. So if that's the case, then they were the oldest. That's crazy. That's very unfortunate at the same time, over something that probably wasn't even true. Like, I don't want to believe that what she's saying about her own brother was even true, saying that he wanted to harm her and everything like that. I don't want to believe that. That's crazy. But the fact that these 2 played a part in their own brother's death, that shows you right there, sometimes blood is no thicker than water. And this story right here proves just that sometimes family will do you even more dirty than a stranger would. Like that's insane. And by the way, remember they were saying that they were mentioning that there was a third person that was involved. This is the third person that was involved. They don't have the picture of the one that they already have in jail right now. I don't think. You know what? I think they do. So this was the one that was also captured with the twin sisters right here. So this is the third person. And this is the one right here. I think that Tyshawn Lipford, the one that actually did the strangling, the one who got one of the twin sisters pregnant. This is the one that's currently locked up. The one I showed you before him was the one that was also captured with the twins. That's crazy. And this right here, this person right here, that's the picture of the brother that was murdered. I believe they said his name is Christian Matthews. So this would be the most recent picture of him. Unfortunately, that would be back in 2017. But whew, imagine you are a parent and you are learning that your daughters had a hand with the murder of your son. Imagine hearing that. And they said that one of the twins was remorseless when she told her mother that they had a hand in killing him. Meaning she had no sympathy at all. Stone cold face. Nothing was there. Man, at that point, if you was my child, at that point, I could no longer call you my child. You killed one of my children, your sibling, and then had no remorse in what you did. I hope all involved get the proper punishment that they all deserve. But RIP to this guy, and condolences to when I say his family, I'm talking about everyone else except his sisters. Well, if he had any other sisters, to them, but to those twin sisters, fuck them.